Alexis had always thought she wasn't a morning person. But by 6:55 a.m., she was already in the computer lab, hair still damp from the world's fastest shower, sipping gas station coffee and booting up the old desktops one at a time. The lab still smelled faintly like dry carpet and plastic keyboards. She'd opened a window just to get the stale air moving, but all it let in was the chill of an early fall breeze and the echo of cleats clacking somewhere down on the pitch. When Ethan arrived, he knocked quietly, like he wasn't sure if he was really welcome.
"Come in,"
she called with a smile. He stepped inside, eyes a little less guarded than yesterday. His backpack looked like it had seen a war zone, and he still had dark circles under his eyes, but there was a kind of nervous energy around him now. Hope, maybe.
"I found a Python IDE we can install,"
Alexis said, motioning to one of the workstations.
"We'll run it off a USB to keep it off the system admin's radar."
Ethan grinned faintly.
"You're sneaky."
"I'm resourceful. There's a difference."
They worked side by side for a while, Alexis helping him troubleshoot a code loop while he explained a program he was trying to build, something about automating soccer statistics with player heat maps. She was genuinely impressed.
"You ever think about doing this for a career?"
she asked, glancing over at him. He shrugged, but a smile tugged at the corner of his mouth.
"Yeah, sometimes."
Just then the lab door creaked open. Harvey stepped inside, holding a large paper bag in one hand and a drink tray balanced precariously in the other. "Morning, geniuses," he greeted, eyes lighting up when he saw Alexis and Ethan deep in concentration. "Hope you haven't eaten, because I come bearing peace offerings." Alexis blinked.
"Is that..."
"Breakfast sandwiches," Harvey said with a smirk, setting the bag on the nearest desk. "And real coffee. Thought I'd fuel the nerd squad." Ethan's eyes widened.
"You brought food?"
"Course I did. You think I survive on school cafeteria eggs?" Harvey pulled out the sandwiches and handed them around like sacred gifts. "One for you, one for Lex. Don't tell Ruby I called her that. And one for me. We'll say it's a staff strategy meeting. Harris can bite me." Alexis tried to hide her smile behind her cup.
"Lex, huh?"
Harvey shrugged, unbothered. "Rolls off the tongue. Don't worry, I only use it when bribing people with bacon." Before she could come up with a clever retort, the lab door opened again, and this time it was Principal Harris. Her eyes swept the room, Ethan with egg sandwich in hand, Alexis in her hoodie and jeans, Harvey mid-sip of coffee and leaning too comfortably on a student desk.
"Well,"
Harris said, voice dry as chalk.
"glad to see we're feeding the football team in here now."
Harvey straightened. "Soccer, actually. Ethan's one of ours."
"Still."
Harris stepped farther in, scanning the computers.
"This isn't a cafeteria or a tutoring center. It's a lab."
Alexis said calmly.
"And Ethan's working on a stats program that's actually connected to team performance. Seems like a good example of cross-disciplinary learning."
Harris narrowed her eyes.
"You're not authorized to repurpose equipment for unofficial projects."
"I'm not,"
Alexis agreed.
"but I am allowed to offer extra help to students. The project is my idea."
Harvey crossed his arms. "And I support it. We need more overlap between athletics and academics anyway, right?" Harris didn't respond. She just let the silence stretch long enough to make her disapproval obvious. Finally, she said,
Fine, but no special treatment. This lab needs to be locked up by 4 p.m. every day. No exceptions.
With that, she turned and left, the door swinging shut behind her like a threat. Ethan exhaled.
She hates me now, doesn't she?
She hates change and strong coffee.
Harvey smirked. And creative students, but we're working on it. Later that morning, the trio regrouped in the teacher's lounge, still riding the tailwind of that awkward confrontation. Ruby was already there when they arrived, slicing a banana into a Greek yogurt with monk-like focus.
I see you survived Harris,
She said, not looking up.
I assume you earned that bruise on your soul.
Alexis groaned, flopping into a chair.
I need a sarcasm translator and a fireproof inbox.
You bring food again?
Bribed her with bacon. Ruby raised an eyebrow.
That'll do it.
Just then the lounge door opened again. Enter Dylan. Tall, broad-shouldered, dark-haired, and annoyingly glowy for 9 a.m. He wore joggers like they were designed for him and carried a water bottle the size of a fire extinguisher. Ruby looked up and gave him a once-over.
Good morning, thighs.
Harvey choked on his coffee. Dylan arched an amused brow. Excuse me?
Sorry.
Ruby said unapologetically.
Brain-mouth filter takes a coffee or two to kick in.
Harvey leaned toward Alexis and whispered, Remind me never to get on her bad side. Alexis whispered back,
You say that like you're not already on her list of people to marry off by Halloween.
Ruby tossed a banana peel into the trash and clapped her hands together.
Well, since everyone's here, Dylan, meet Alexis, new computer science teacher. Brilliant, nervous, and already on Harris's blacklist.
Dylan offered a charming smile and a handshake. Welcome to the zoo. I teach gym and coach wrestling and sometimes play hall monitor when the actual hall monitor bails. Alexis smiled.
Nice to meet you.
Ruby smirked.
Dylan also speaks fluent weightlifting and minor injury triage.
And motivational poster slogans, Harvey added. Dylan grinned. Only the cheesy kind. They bantered a bit more before the bell rang, scattering them back into the storm of the school day. But even as she returned to her classroom, Alexis couldn't stop the flutter of something deep in her chest. Maybe it was from standing up to Harris. Maybe it was the student she'd helped. Or maybe it was the way Harvey had brought her coffee and said Lex, like it belonged to her now. Either way, the day didn't feel so heavy anymore. It felt like something was just beginning. Thursday arrived quietly. For once, the school felt less like a ticking time bomb and more like a mildly malfunctioning espresso machine. Loud, confusing, but oddly manageable. The morning started strong. Ethan was already waiting in front of the lab when Alexis unlocked the door.
You beat me in here.
She said, raising an impressed brow. He shrugged.
Couldn't sleep. Thought I'd get in early.
Your code's probably more awake than I am.
She joked. Then paused when he pulled a USB from his hoodie pocket.
What's that?
Ethan grinned.
The stats program. I got it to generate real-time heat maps from last game's GPS logs. Want to see?
She blinked.
You did that since yesterday?
He plugged in the USB and launched his script, and within seconds a player heat map lit up across the screen. Color-coded zones showing movement intensity. Alexis leaned in.
This is seriously impressive, Ethan.
Thanks. I thought maybe Coach Harvey could use it for the team. You know, to see where we're weakest on the field.
Oh, he'll love this. And by love, I mean he might actually hug you.
Ethan turned a shade of red, not unlike the heat map center. And then, because teenage boys were always smarter than they let on, he added, casually,
You could give it to him after yoga club or whatever.
Alexis's face went blank.
How did you know I go to yoga club?
You're best friends with Ruby, and Ruby teaches it. You kind of glow after lunch on Thursdays.
She gawked at him.
Excuse me?
Ethan just smirked and turned back to the keyboard. The rest of the school day passed without incident, just the usual whirlwind of, is this going to be on the test? And a girl in fourth period asking if the firewall blocked TikTok because of communism. By the final bell, Alexis was buzzing with too much nervous energy. She ducked into the gym storage room to change for yoga, pulling on a loose t-shirt and leggings, hair up in a bun that wouldn't stay. Ruby was already unrolling mats when she arrived. Ruby said, looking her up and down.
You've entered your sweatpants era.
I'm a vessel of peace and flexibility.
Alexis deadpanned, flopping onto a mat. A few other teachers joined, mostly women from admin and one retired art teacher who did headstands like a show-off. But halfway through warm-up, the side door opened. Dylan strolled in, shirtless. Harvey followed, also shirtless. Alexis, who was mid-cat-cow pose, made a choking noise. Ruby barely looked up.
Oh, good. The testosterone twins have arrived.
Harvey lifted a hand in greeting, towel slung over one shoulder. Don't mind us. Field was closed, so Dylan dragged me here for active recovery. Dylan stretched, every muscle in his torso showing off like it had something to prove. Gotta keep the core strong. Alexis blinked at Harvey, who smiled like he wasn't fully aware of what that smile did to her brain. She tried to respond, but made a noise that sounded suspiciously like a groan. Ruby leaned over and whispered,
You okay? I forgot what words are. Breathe into your awkwardness. It's what yoga's all about.
The class proceeded as normal, except Alexis didn't hear a single instruction. Every downward dog was a full-blown crisis. Every time Harvey adjusted his stance, her peripheral vision betrayed her. At one point during warrior pose, he met her eyes across the mat. She immediately lost her balance and tipped sideways like a fallen Jenga tower. Shh. Harvey rushed over, smirking as he helped steady her. You all right there, Lex?
Oh, I'm great. Totally fine. Just thinking about gravity.
Gravity's got a crush on you, he said lightly. Keeps pulling you down. Who has? Her face burned. She was going to combust. After class, Ruby handed Alexis a cold bottle of water.
You, my dear, need Jesus or a hobby.
Outside, as they left the gym together, Harvey fell into step beside Alexis, towel still around his neck. Thanks for not dying in there, though you did look like you briefly forgot how lungs work.
This is why I should never be around attractive people while trying to balance.
I'll take that as a compliment. He reached into his bag and pulled out a folded flyer. Listen. There's a staff thing this weekend, Saturday. Barbecue and pool at Coach Taylor's place. Loki, bring a swimsuit. Or don't. You're cool. She took the flyer and looked at it.
You inviting me?
He shrugged, casual. I'm inviting the best computer science teacher at Glenwood, which also happens to be the one who makes teenagers feel seen and eats her body weight in granola. Her lips twitched.
I'll think about it.
Harvey started to turn, then paused briefly. You know, I didn't expect to meet someone here who makes all this. I have no gestured vaguely around the empty lot. Feel less like a holding pattern. Alexis blinked.
That almost sounded like a real feeling.
He gave her a crooked grin. Don't tell anyone. I have a reputation. And just like that, he walked off toward the parking lot, leaving Alexis holding a flyer, a fluttering stomach, and exactly no chill whatsoever.